Welcome back to Sports Tonight on Channels Television. Table tennis in Nigeria is giving us reasons to talk sports tonight, and we have on standing by in Tunis, the president of Nigeria Table Tennis Federation, Waheed Enitan Oshodi. President, let's continue with the conversation. It's not good. It's not interesting. It's unacceptable when we hear our athletes prepare so well for tournament and then they just can't go. We're getting ready for the senior championships in Germany. I hope we won't hear the same story again.
Championships, 7 players going to Germany for this tournament, and I'm quite hopeful that somehow everybody will get there. Probably, but you know, it's a bit easier with the senior players. They're all based in and around Europe, so we hope we can get that together. That's the big one. First of all, we're looking for Segun Toriola, Aruna Quadri, Gideon Motaya, and Ojo Onolapo, especially the younger players. This is their time to shine. And I believe, you know, they're now playing in Europe. They're playing against best players in the world. We're looking for at least a quarterfinal from, you know, one of these 4 men, and the women as well. You know, Funke turned the clock back in Morocco. She's been working very hard since then. I think she has her eye, you know, on equaling Segun's record and getting a 7th Olympics. Ofyong is playing in Europe. I don't see why right now, you know, she's playing with the best players in the world. And it's time for our female players also to make that mark in world table tennis.
Thank you so much, President, for talking to us on the program. We appreciate you and your team for everything you're doing for the development of the sport. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Waheed Enitan Oshodi, President of Nigeria Table Tennis Federation. Onye, I don't know what's there to add anymore. It's same old same. We have the talent, but we're not ready to support them.
And I think that, for me, I think the bottom line, since we have already identified as these are funding issues, the President himself said that there is little he could do to fault the Ministry of Youth and Sports. It's only what you have that you can give. We know what we're going through as a nation, not just in table tennis. The same thing happens in football, the same thing happens for wrestling, for athletics, for all the sports. So I think the future is for us to find a way to get funding outside of government. I mean, we can say it over and over again until we begin to take practical steps to get our funding outside of government. We will always have these issues. Government alone cannot continue to fund sports adequately. There will always be a need for them to do more. But let's try to find the means of getting funding outside of government, get the private sector involved, and be transparent in our dealings so that they can come on board and help to take care of things like this, particularly when it comes to investing in the young ones who have a lot of future ahead of them.
It will hurt you if after all of these efforts that Esther has shown, and then time for Youth Olympic Games, we start hearing bitter stories.
Well, I mean, Austin Enitan Oshodi is just trying to be, you know, polite, courteous, but the reality is that has the ministry done enough? For me, the ministry has not done enough. You know, I mean, how many other sports have they supported in recent times? Those are the issues. Last week, cricket went to South Africa. Okay. You know, we are on set, and you know, we argue that the elites are involved in cricket. Yes. That is an argument that you can either support or oppose. But the fact is that they were able to prosecute their championship. You know, with or without government support. But these are budding talents. And the minister said it last year that they were going to focus on development of sports at that level. So what is the issue? I mean, football is different. In other places that we've been to, they tell you that government don't even support football. The football, they have a lot of money. But they put a lot of money in other sports.
That's right.
And we've not been able to do that. So for me, everything stops at the table of the sports minister. They should be held responsible. Yeah. We knew we were going to go for this championship. You source for funds. We don't want to hear excuses. People get to political positions. They are desperate, but when they get there, they don't do anything. You know, so what is really the issue? If you cannot get funds to take care of how many players at that level who are not asking for winning bonuses, what they wanted, flight ticket to get to Tunis, is that difficult? Is that difficult? the federation had already said they are going to take care of their accommodation.
Wow.
Fly them to Tunis.
Wow.
That is not difficult, Austin.
Oh,
that shouldn't be difficult.
I know, yeah, I know. That's the story of table tennis in Nigeria. We're just hoping that it will change. And the last story says government cannot do it alone. But Onye believes that with proper timing and planning, because, I mean, the ITTF brings out their calendar at the start of the year. You know this competition is coming on. You told these kids to start preparing. Now you are saying they cannot go because it's no funding. It doesn't sound good. Let's get on with the show now. Talk about beach soccer in Nigeria. You know that the Supersonic Eagles, they are getting ready for the Beach Soccer World Cup in the Bahamas. But in Lagos, we don't have a beach soccer league, thriving one in Nigeria. But in Lagos, we have the Eco Beach Soccer League. We couldn't see one last time because of the Africa Beach Soccer Championships. But you know what? The guys at Lagos State Football Association are working so hard. They said that they want to give us top-class beach soccer experience. I know, look, they're saying if we get it right from Lagos, it can become a national development.
Yeah, I think Lagos should set the pace. We've talked about the championship on the continent and how Senegal has dominated. What has Senegal been doing? They have a very strong league. What it means is that week in, week out, you are going to have players into teams and they are going to compete. They are going to get better. So for this championship, I think they need a lot of support. So that we can pick players for the national team from here, and they will always remain competitive. What has happened in the past is that we draw our players for the national team from the Premier League clubs, and sometimes they are already tired after a hectic season. Some are not very competitive, the ones that are not playing for Premier League. So I think this is the way to go for a budding national team.
I totally agree. The Eco Beach Soccer officials, they organized a 6-team invitational tournament. It was played today. And now questions were asked, particularly, what is the objective? The officials of the Eco Beach Soccer League, they have the answers. Let's listen to them. We'll be right back. Stay with us.